Hello, hello. It's Houston Snow. Today we're over at Twin Coves Park. We're going to be hiking the North Shore Trail, specifically the Twin Cove Park to Mad Shelter. This hike is 6.5 miles long. It has about 200 to 300 feet of elevation gain. It's not really the height of elevation I'm looking at on this one, just trying to get those miles in. I have some new gear I'm going to be checking out. Let's see if we can get that on here. There we go. So we got the REI Coupe Flash 55, and then we also got our trekking poles from the other day, so y'all have already seen those. We're just going to take them out on this hike, and I'll kind of give you my review as we go. Let's see how it ends. Gonna start my hiking trail stuff. This time we should have the information from the Garmin too, so we'll be able to check our mileage and calorie burn. So that'll be good. I'm going to just walk enough on this trail to check my phone, and we'll just verify that we're on the right path. I think we are, because it looks like come back around that way, so should be good. Twin Coves. I've never been here before. It looks really nice and well kept. The roads look practically new. There's a visitors day use center just as you go into the park, maybe a mile in, and you'll park there, and then that's where the trail starts. It costs $10 to use this park for the day, but it is really beautiful, so I'd say it may be worth it. Now, granted, this is in February, end of February, beginning of March, so none of the trees are bloomed or are pretty, but sometimes it's nicer to hike on trails whenever it's winter time. You'll be able to see through the trees and won't get lost in them, but at the same time it can be dangerous if the leaves cover the trail, which we've had happen before.
Wasn't it in like that swamp golf course for a while in Dallas?
Yeah, they did it like 3 years there. Built on a landfill.
That's another thing. If you got music playing or what have you, on some of these trails you just got to be careful because they're multi-use. Okay, here's a little mini place. Let's see where we need to go. I'm gonna check the all trails. We'll see in a second. Okay, so if you come to this outcropping where there's multiple trails coming together, just continue on with this beautifully placed sign. I should have just looked at that, but I wanted to make sure. Now we're sure, now we can have fun. So, pressing on. Something tells me this place would be really rough if it was raining. It is quite gravelly. There's a lot of dirt, a lot of dirt, which is just potential for mud if it rains. Today's forecast, it is 69 degrees with a wind speed of 13 to 18 miles per hour. Right now it feels closer to, that middle, maybe 15 miles an hour. Here's our first little glance at the lake. I'll need to see which lake this is, but it's pretty cute. It looks like it's in Grapevine, or near Grapevine. repping the Trekology Z trekking poles. I decided to go with the collapsible instead of the ones that periscope, because it seems to take a little bit longer time to get the periscoping ones set back to your settings before and after each use. These are pretty nice because you can change it pretty quick here. So we got our trekking pole, and this right here, this pin unlocks it. You just pull that apart like that. Boom, that's your trekking pole, and there's a strap here to loop around it. On this one, there is one area you can adjust, and it has markings right there for the different heights. On the fully telescoping ones, that's the entire system. So on this one, I just kind of pull that to where it's going to close, pull this out there, boom, it's locked in and it's ready to use. So I like that a lot better. But that's Trekology Z's. Houston, why are you only carrying one trekking pole? You have two. That's because I need to carry this camera too. And I'm already kind of used to using just one hiking staff, so it doesn't bother me. I wonder what my time is going to be. I haven't done this trail like I said, and it's going to be 6.5 miles. I'm estimating 2.5 hours. It's been about 15 minutes. So we'll see how those estimates stack up near the end. I haven't really been on many trips that go around an entire body of water. This one goes like 80, 90%, and then, well, maybe not that far, maybe 65%, and then wraps back on itself. Before I hike this trail, I'm guessing that it's going to be comparable to the one that I originally hiked with y'all, the Eagle Mountain Park Trail. Ooh. That one looks like the return trip. So I'm going to go this way. It's a boat. Old pontoon boat. Interesting. Just the frame. Right now in these videos, I'm trying to just dial in the methods that I want to use to capture. On the first video, all I used was this, the Insta360 X5. On the second video, the first portion was my DJI Pocket 2, and the last half was with the Insta360. This one is completely Insta360. We're back where we started. I just want to make that little loop. Cool stairs, cool stairs. Okay. I'm seeing what they do best. I really like the 360 cam for hiking because I don't have to worry about angles or shots or which direction the lens is pointing even, which it doesn't seem like a lot of people do that anyway. But when you're editing them and you want maybe some foliage change or whatnot, then it's nicer to edit that with the 360 cam. You can probably tell in the Pocket 2 footage, it was just a lot of the trail, which is nice, but I think half of hiking video should be half trail, half person doing the trail, you know? Give me a little background on who you are as a person and why you're out there. It's been about 20 minutes since we started, about a mile in. So if we extrapolate that out, 6.5 miles, so about 3 hours. So it's gonna be about 2.5, 3. Yeah. And I'm definitely not trail running anything, so that's just what it's going to be. So we'll check back in on the mileage when we're at around an hour. Oh, let's see what this says. Destruction or removal of U.S. Army Corps of Engineer property, including unauthorized trail alterations, are prohibited by federal law. Cool. Sounds like a plan to me. Nice little cliff. Got you? Nope. First water crossing in a while, that's nice. Hello. All right, we're a mile in, and About 35 minutes. I've been thinking about the format of these videos. I like to lead with some information about the hike we're about to do. So take things like where the hike is, what the hike is, mileage, altitude change. That's the information I get from all trails. That's the ones I'm really looking at. This one's a moderate hike. If it's really that big, I can see why. It is a long, long hike. One thing I wanted to add, just information-wise, was how much energy I'm burning and how far I actually walked whenever I do the trails. So now I'm going to try to bring my Garmin with me a little bit more often and get you those at the very end of these videos. So if you're wondering how many calories, how many hours were you on trail, I'll be able to give that information to you. Wow. That looks cool. That little winding trail up there looks really fun. Whew. Oh yeah. You remember on the first video where I had to go to Aldi after we went hiking? Well, that may be the same case with this video. So we're gonna do 3.5 hours of hiking and then go find some food for the whole week. Water crossing. See if I can avoid some of this, but I know it's inevitable. If you watched the first episode, kind of shared the secret of not getting a bunch of mud on your shoes. Stay towards the edge. This is a nice little park for bikes and stuff. Oh yeah, I can see this. Okay, so I asked the boys what we want our channel to stand for and be and represent. So what are the main ideas and takeaways that we want our audience to see and take away from our videos? And we come up with a short list pretty quick, but here's what we're really aiming for. We want to show the continuity of progress. So as we take these hikes, you get to see how we become better, how we grow, if we buy new gear to meet new goals, or if we get a new fitness goal, etc., etc. Then we have the growth of grit through integrity. So just choosing to do the correct thing, even though it's difficult, allows us to develop grit, which is kind of like deeper than motivation. When you have grit, you have a feeling for something that is deeper than just when you're happy and you want to do the thing. You'll do the thing. Then, third thing, we want growth through adversity. So not only are we making ourselves do the thing, but it might not even be the easiest thing to do. It may challenge us physically, emotionally, mentally. And that's okay. Because like muscles, if you don't put a little stress on it, it doesn't grow. And then last but not least, we want our channel to be about brotherhood. Now, you can be a girl and have brotherhood. You can be a boy and have brotherhood. Just camaraderie, being in the moment with the people around you, whoever that may be, and just soaking in the memories, soaking in the quality time you get with those people. And that, to me, is true brotherhood. Yeah, and we're going through a name change right now. So for the past few years, we've been Du Bois, but you know, they don't really have a handle for us that will accommodate that. A lot of other people have them. Hello.
Hey everybody, how are you?
Doing good.
Thank you very much.
Welcome up. All right. But yeah, we're changing. So Du Bois does not have a handle for Du Bois. There's a billion channels called Du Bois, and we want to be a little bit more specific with, you know, our identity and what you can expect on this channel. So I think right now we're leaning on dad bod nomads. We thought about the 4 chillbillies, but decided against that one. So dad mod nomads it is. Oh hey, here's the little things. And we can start to think about how we want to intro everything, and then what we want to just leave everybody with at the outro. This is a nice little bridge. But yeah, expect a little bit more consistency from us, and we'll just expect a little bit more grace from y'all. Okay. Yeah. Interesting. Looks like that's the way. It's always kind of exhilarating to hike a new hiking spot that you haven't done before, haven't done anything besides look it up, and now you're just out there walking it. You know? I have never been here before, but I'll tell you what, I'll come here again. This is really beautiful. Right at the 2-mile mark. We're an hour and 5 minutes in. Tell you what, we're about 2 hours into this hike and my hips are hurting. Yeah. 2 miles in and my hips are hurting. So I'm probably going to adjust this backpack here a little bit. But just look at this. Oh, it's so pretty. Wowza.
Nice view.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
All right. Has a little break. Got some food and water. Sat down for a little bit. Oh, adjusted my backpack's length. Now it's just a little bit more on the hips. Oh yeah. Might even pull them a little tighter. This is a beautiful trail, holy moly. To think I would have never found this if I didn't just go down a random trail. Wow, this is so cool. It's features like this that make me want to do longer hikes as opposed to the shorter hikes. Because most of the things we're seeing, the larger things, the higher things, are a little farther out. You're not going to be able to drive up to them and still get the far away feel of being in nature. But wow, this walk is highly recommended. Goodness. We're about 15 minutes away from having 2 hours out here. Walked about 3 miles, so that's about right. 2.5 to 3 hours. I'm glad I didn't take shortcuts. Just like in life. I am so glad I did not take shortcuts. It's not bad to feel bad. It's bad to not change it. Change your environment. Change the way you interact with your environment. Change how you think about your environment. There's so many ways to divert that negative energy into positive, fulfilling energy. And I'm not a guru about energy, but you can just tell whenever you walk into a room, discussions flying smoothly, or everybody's stoic and steadfast and they don't talk because they're trying to put on a big show. You can just tell that energy. Your energy says a lot about you, who you are, how you handle situations. Personally, I like to veer towards the positivity. Sometimes I can be negative, or I can think of worst case scenarios, etc., but 9 times out of 10, I'm gonna crack a joke about the thing and it's gonna be a good day regardless. Unless it is serious, it's nothing on my back. So, I don't know, that brings me peace. I just don't let the things that don't bring me joy affect me much. Alright, we're at 3.25 miles. This is about halfway through. We're at 2 hours. So we stay with this pace. I think we started this trail around 11. So that puts us out about 3 p.m. There's a separate trailhead over here too. If you wanted to do that one. We got one more big loop around there. It'll take us back where we were. Okay, looks like we're almost at the end of that loop. Take a picture of where we're at. There we go. Then here is how much longer we got. Honestly, this Twin Cove over by Grapevine is really nice. I love these little estuaries and little creeks. Wow. And the fact that they work these into the trails, that's pretty cool. I'm gonna have to come back here with the bike. Wow. So cool. See around all trails. Oh yeah. So now we've finally gone around that loop and we're headed back. I'm envisioning Colorado to really great. Just picture more coniferous trees on the side. A little bit of that red dirt, much more stones, and hopefully, potentially, some covered trails too. It's definitely warmed up a bit. I would say maybe 10 to 15 degrees warmer. Still have that light breeze. The wind has also died down. Maybe 7 miles per hour. Something along those lines. Less than half of what it was for sure. I am revising some of the gear I'm carrying. It's an ongoing thing. We're about 5 months out from our big trip, and I'm just trying to dial in my pack before we go. See what works for me and what doesn't. Best way to film it. Clothes for different conditions. Different temperatures. Different altitudes and different lengths. Pretty consistent on the length of at least 5 to 6 miles. Those are the hikes that I enjoy. Not much more than 7. I mean, you can go a little more than 7, but I just don't want to walk after that many miles, really hours out here. Unless I'm camping, but 9 times out of 10 I'm not. And I have other things to do, which is whatever, but part of life. Here's a brain teaser for you. How far can a man walk into the woods? Give you a couple seconds. Post down below if you know it. Okay, so how far can a man walk into the woods? Halfway, because at that point he's walking out of the woods. But we got 3 big switchbacks, and we are out of here, son. That was fun. This is a nice little trail. I like the trees. You get more tree coverage on the back half than the front half, but you get better views on that front half. Okay, here's the first real big jog. Alrighty, here's number 2. Here's number 3. We should be able to see the car here pretty soon. Made it back. And this took us a little over 3 hours to complete. Let's see what we got here. 2.7 on the training effect for the aerobic exercise. Suggesting 17 hours for recovery. Burned about 1,300 calories, 5.41 miles. Took me 3 hours to do it at a pace of 1.7 miles per hour. If this is your first time with us, thank you so much for watching.